Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Nine-time Pro Bowl OT Jason Peters retiring, joining Seahawks front office following 9 Pro Bowls and 2 decades in the NFL. Jason Peters' career has come to its close. Peters is retiring as an NFL player, Seahawks general manager John Schneider told reporters Tuesday in Indianapolis at the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine. Schneider said Peters, who played his last NFL game in 2023 for the Seahawks, would assist Seattle Vice President of Player Affairs, Maurice Kelly. The team later announced Peters would be a veteran mentor in the front office. Peters, 43, was a 2-time All-Pro, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame All-2010s team and earned a Super Bowl ring with the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles, though he was injured and did not play in the game. An undrafted free agent who could very well make his way to Canton and the Hall of Fame, Peters began his career with the Buffalo Bills, playing in upstate New York from 2004 to 2008, before he was traded to Philly and continued his Pro Bowl play and became one of the NFL's elite left tackles. Peters, who battled injuries throughout his career including missing all of 2012 with a ruptured Achilles, was with the Eagles from 2009 to 2019, a key cog in an offensive line that would build a reputation as being one of the best in the league. That legacy continued after his departure in 2021 when he played for the Chicago Bears, and his career began winding down with single seasons played in the Windy City, then for the Dallas Cowboys, and finally the Seahawks in 2023. Peters was on the Seattle practice squad last year, before ending his career quietly with a trip to the practice squad injured reserve. Having played on the defensive line before transitioning to tight end at Arkansas, Peters brought his athleticism with him to offensive tackle in the NFL. At 6'4", 328 pounds, he wasn't mammoth by modern NFL standards, but his versatility, coachability, and high football IQ made him a surprising standout. Cowboys shockingly making early push to re-sign their most important free agent. Everything the Dallas Cowboys Brain Trust has said since the 2024 season ended has hinted they'll be more aggressive this offseason. If there's one thing Jerry and Stephen Jones do not deserve from fans, though, it is the benefit of the doubt, so they'll have to put words into action. After all, we are just 12 months removed from Jerry Jones proclaiming the team will be all in last offseason only to spend the least money of any team in free agency. The Joneses keep going back to paying Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb top-of-the-market deals, but extending homegrown stars who play premium positions should be the bare minimum expectation. And it certainly shouldn't be painted as an excuse to ignore other roster holes. It's way too early to say that the vibes feel different this offseason, but things are off to a promising start after Executive Vice President Stephen Jones caught up with reporters at the Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. The latest buzz? The Cowboys have initiated negotiations with standout defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa, per Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Cowboys working to re-sign star defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa. "We're certainly working with him right now, working with his agent," Jones said of Odighizuwa, via Harris. "We've had productive talks. We'll see where they end up this week. We're working to get a deal done with Osa." Harris also got some key insight from Jones on DeMarcus Lawrence's future. The EVP wasn't as bullish on Lawrence relative to Odighizuwa, but Jones revealed discussions with Lawrence have started and those will continue this week up in Indy. "We'll have more discussions this week," Jones said of Lawrence. "I don't want to get out in front or assume one thing or the other. I assume he can speak to that, that's where we like to leave it." Re-signing Lawrence would be massive as he is far and away the team's best run defender. However, it is nearly impossible to envision Dallas defense without Odighizuwa, who was one of the most disruptive interior defenders in football last season. Odighizuwa would garner a lot more appreciation if he wasn't in the same draft class as Micah Parsons. The former third-round pick is an ascending player, has not missed a game in his career and won't turn 27 until August. He checks every box in terms of a player who should be signed long-term. While there's an argument to be made whether Odighizuwa is worth $20 million per year, maybe more, the Cowboys simply cannot afford to lose him. He ranked top 5 among interior defenders last season in pressures and quarterback hits. He is one of the NFL's best-kept secrets as far as defensive tackles who can rush the passer. Stephen Jones knows how to posture to the media, but it genuinely sounds like the team wants Odigizua back. That doesn't mean a deal will be reached, but it is encouraging nonetheless that negotiations have started more than 2 weeks before the legal tampering period gets underway. Cowboys could target 4,000-yard champion quarterback. At the beginning of last season, the Cowboys had a bit of a quarterback problem. They had too many. Dak Prescott was given the biggest QB contract in league history just before the year opened, and veteran backup Cooper Rush was firmly in place, too. The Cowboys stubbornly held on to Trey Lance as well, which made some sense given that the team had traded a fourth-rounder for him the previous summer. Now, though, Prescott is on the books, but both Lance and Rush are pending free agents. And it appears that the Cowboys won't be bringing back either one of them, according to VP Stephen Jones. "You know, I think one of our goals is to get a young quarterback in the draft," Jones told David Moore of the Dallas Morning News. "I don't know where that's going to be. That's why we gave a pick for Trey. It seems like all the quarterbacks, even guys we have in the 4th round, go in the 1st. They always go so much higher than what you think. Cowboys will have a long list of secondary draft options. There won't be too many quarterbacks going high this year, however, as the 1st round is expected to feature Colorado's Shedeur Sanders along with Miami's Cam Ward, but likely no other passers. There could be a surprise there, but most likely, the rest of the QB field will drop into the later rounds of the draft. Still, there are some interesting prospects on hand, ones with accomplished NCAA backgrounds. In listing potential draftees at QB for the Cowboys, the Dallas Morning News included some successful collegians, like Kyle McCord of Syracuse, Dylan Gabriel of Oregon and Quinn Ewers of Texas. But none has a better resume than that of Will Howard, the Ohio State quarterback who rallied his team to playoff dominance in taking the Buckeyes to the national championship. Playoff dominance does, indeed, sound like a phrase Cowboys fans could get used to. Will Howard was a winner in 2024. Howard transferred to OSU last year from Kansas State in what was a notable deal worth a reported $1 million. He threw for 4,010 yards on the season, with 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. The Cowboys will get a good look at him this week at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. In an article titled, "With Trey Lance likely playing elsewhere, could Cowboys target these QBs in NFL draft?" the DMN examined the fit. The 2024 season was Howard's best at the collegiate level. He transferred to Ohio State after spending 4 seasons at Kansas State. Like Gabriel, Howard was invited to this year's Senior Bowl. Howard didn't participate in the event due to Ohio State's extended season, which ended on January 20th. ESPN projects Howard as an early Day 3 selection. PFF lists him as the 106th best player in the draft class. And are you a fan? What do you think of Will Howard's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.